So how did you three end up getting associated with the Donald?
Well, it was kind of a meeting that changed history, at least history for me. And that was, about 3 years ago now, Bill, that you may recall at that time we had something like 16 Republicans running for president in late 2015. Everyone from, Jeb Bush to Rand Paul to Marco Rubio and John Kasich, and a huge field of very, very qualified and talented people. And, I tell the story in the book that, of those 16, I think I knew 15 of them. The only one I had never met before was Donald Trump. And I had a negative impression of Donald Trump. I didn't like Donald Trump. From what I had seen on TV, he seemed like kind of a blowhard. I thought his run for presidency was, frankly, I thought it was just a publicity stunt. And the first chapter of the book is called Meeting Trump, where we get a call from Corey Lewandowski, who was the original campaign manager for Trump.
Sure.
And he said, Donald Trump would like to meet with you and Larry. Arthur had actually already met with Trump. And I'll never forget, we went in to that room, and I came out an hour later with stars in my eyes. I mean, I just, first of all, he's a winner. Donald Trump is a winner. He wins, right? And he had the look of a winner. He had the sound of a winner. Second of all, I mean, he couldn't have been nicer. He couldn't have been more gracious. He couldn't have been more attentive. Certainly, we duked it out on some things. I don't agree with Donald Trump on a lot of things, but on the main things about how to grow our economy, how to put America first, how to put American businesses and workers first, I was in full agreement with them. And so, he asked us to...
Yeah, one of the surprising things about him is he listens.
That is true.
I mean, you walk in and you think you're going to be...
He doesn't always agree with you, but he will listen. He likes to actually... You've been in some of those meetings. He likes to have exchanges of ideas. He's not surrounded, as Obama was, with yes men who would just, say yes to everything that he wanted. You're a former CEO. That's a pretty good characteristic of a good CEO.
It's unhelpful to have everybody around you who already agrees with you.
And
you can wander into some pretty nasty swamps.
Now, so we signed on with him, and it was a hell of a ride. He, I tell the story in the book, because Arthur wasn't at that particular meeting, that when Trump asked us at the end of the meeting if we would serve as senior economic advisors for the campaign, we were stunned, and we didn't even know what to say, really. And Larry broke the silence by saying, well, we can't work for you, sir, because, we're for free trade and you're not. And he said, well, I'm not against free trade. I just want better trade deals and so on. And then he said something very interesting. He said, look, we're not going to probably agree on everything on the trade issue, but I still want your help on these other issues. And that impressed me. And we signed on. It was a great time. I mean, one of the things I would just say that's, that if you really want to understand America and what makes this country tick, outside of Washington, D.C. and New York City, you go out on a campaign, and we had the time of our life, working with Trump and just meeting people. That was the other thing, Bill, that really turned me on to Trump, is Trump was tapping. The Republican Party was clueless. Yeah. They were clueless. They didn't know what was going on in their own party, among their own voters. There was so much frustration and that's why Romney lost. He didn't understand the Republican voters. And Trump, and look, again, there are things I don't like at all about Donald Trump, but one thing I really do like is he has a finger on the pulse of millions and millions and millions of Americans.